Hi everybody, thanks for joining us in our tutorial session today. Excuse me. I've got my daughter Logan with me today and hey Logan, say hello to everybody Logan.
Hello.
Hello, okay. And thanks for all the views throughout Australia, and thanks for all the views all over the world, and your comments, and those of you that are subscribing is fantastic. Today we're going to go over some division, or what I like to refer to it as dividing, or I also like to refer it as splitting, like splitting, and I'll go through what I mean by that shortly, but it's just another way that I find has been helping Logan with a little bit of her division work, and I hope it helps you too. It's probably not the right term to use, but it just helps in particularly with Logan. It's helped her engage that little bit more and have a better understanding. But we're talking about division, or dividing if you want to call it dividing, and that's the sign of division or dividing. Okay, it's virtually it's like a fraction bar, if you like, with a dot above and a dot below, or a horizontal line, a dot above and a dot below. Now, just as an example, what I want us to do is I want us to just to go over a typical question that I've been wanting to help Logan with. And let's say for example, if I have a question like 12 divided by 4, for example. Actually, what we'll do is I'll start off something a little bit, sorry, let me just change that. So if we say 12 divided by 12 divided by 2 is equal to, so I've got 12 divided by 2 is equal to, let's have a look at what 12 divided by 2 is. Let's talk about using this number line here, and what I've got here is that I've got it from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and as I say, you can keep going if you want to, but Logan, for our purpose, we'll just use this. And what we do is we want to start with 2. So we're going to count by 2. So if we count by 2s, like 2, so what I like to do is I'm just going to put the number 2 here, just to remind us of what we're actually multiplying by. Sorry, what we're actually multiplying by in terms of the values of 2. So for example, 2 times 1 is 2, and we count 2. So 4,
6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22,
yep.
24.
And we can keep going, so that's okay for now. That's okay. So what we want to do is that when we look at the value of 12 divided by 2, if we look at 12, let's say for example we look at 12 and we split it in 2. Let's say for example we counted 2 from 2, 4, 6, 8 excuse me, 10 and 12. So there it is. We've actually got it in the number line there, Logan. So that's the value of 12, which is this value here. And we're counting by, what are we counting by, Logan? 2s. So there it is. You've already done it for me. So that's actually our answer up there, Logan. Can you see what we've done? So we're saying 12 divided by 2. So we're going to count by 2s, which is exactly what you've done here. You're counting by 2s. So when we got to this value here, this 12 is represented by this 12 that we're dividing by. Okay, Logan? So another way of looking at it is by saying, when we get up to this value 12, the number above there, Logan, is actually our answer, 6. Now, I just want to go through, let's have a look at another way of when we're talking about this, the term that I used here, splitting. I call it like this. I say it like this. We've got a total of 12. even if you want to call it a total of 12 buttons or a total of 12 lollies, whichever way you want to call it. And and I want to split it.
In half.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. In this instance, we're going to split it in half or in two. Yeah, split it in two. I'll just make that word a bit better there. Oh, that's good, Logan. So we're going to split it in two. So I like to call it, even if you say groups of two, just to make it a bit easier for our viewers. So I say, I look at it like this. There's one group. If you want to call it bags of two or boxes of two, whichever is easier for you. And there's another one. There's another group. So what I want to do is, so what's the total amount of buttons that we have, Logan?
12.
12, yeah, exactly. 12, exactly right. So what I want to do is, I want us to put a total of, sharing a total of 12 buttons between these two groups. So what I do is I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. That's the total, 12. I can't put any more in there. So Logan, how many buttons do we have in this group here?
6.
There's 6. So there's 6 in there.
But if you had 13 divided by 2, that would not work.
No, well, we would actually have, and that's a good question, Logan, because if we had 13, well, in this instance, it's 12 divided by 2, or 12 split into two groups, which is 6, which is what we've got here. But let's say, Logan, like you just said, if you want to look at it like that, let's say, for example, we had one left over. Well, we're not going to put the one left over. What you could say is you could probably put the little button up there, and if you wanted to, you could say, if you wanted to, you could still say there's 6 and there's one remaining, one left over. Okay, if you want to look at it like that, it's another way of looking at it. So that's one way of looking at it. The other way I wanted to show you, Logan, is just as an example. I want to just show you something a little bit different now. Now, let's say, for example, if I said 4, 2, and 6 divided by 2, just as an example. I just want to go through this one. Now, it might look, when you look at that, people might look at that and say, oh wow, it's too well, it's very difficult, it looks too hard and very daunting, but well, let's have a look at it. If we take these numbers individually, we've got a 4, we've got a 2, and we've got a 6, and we're dividing it, or if you like, splitting it in 2. So let's take the first number. So remember, we're starting from the right hand side and we're working all the way through to the left hand side. So 6 divided by 2. What's 6 divided by 2? If we count here, 2, 4, 6. So what's 6 divided by 2?
3.
3, yeah. So let's pop 3 over there. What's, excuse me, what's 2 divided by 2? Well, there's 2. 1. And what's 4 divided by 2? Well, there's 4. 2. So it's actually equal to 213. Okay, Logan? It's just another way of making division that little bit easier. I hope that helps you out, guys, and thanks for your time, and see you again on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye.